Hi everybody, this is Sean Reynolds, the owner and designated managing broker of Summit Properties Northwest. And today we're going to be talking about photography, photographers, and licensing their photos with the MLS, brokerages, and then individual properties. So there's three basic forms that are used within a Northwest Multiple Listing Service that cover photographers and their photographs, that's what we're worried about, is we want to define how those pictures get used within our listings and then online, and have agreements that kind of cover everything. And the Northwest Multiple Listing Service has a series of forms, and we're going to touch on those briefly today. And so the first form is Form 13B, and that's what we're looking at here. And that's the photographer's license agreement with the MLS and its members. That's kind of the master agreement. So I'm kind of starting on the macro level, and then we'll work our way down. The next form number kind of 2 in line, is the master photograph license agreement, and that's between a listing firm and a specific photographer. And then the last form is the photograph license agreement. That is Form 13. And that is between a brokerage, the photographer, but it's regarding a specific property. So you outline the address specifically on this last one. So I'm going to start with the big one first and kind of work our way through, because a lot of the terms on these forms are the same. The MLS is basically outlining who the players are and what's going to be done with these photos, what's okay and what's not. So on Form 13B, this is the big one. So a lot of times if you're using a new photographer, they may already have this form registered with the MLS. If you're working with a new photographer, by all means, go ahead and have them sign this form and send it into the MLS. That way, the next brokerage they work with, they'll already have a form online, they'll have an agreement online, and everybody's kind of on the same page if they're already in agreement with these terms. So what you do is you grab Form 13B, and this is between the MLS and the specific photographer. And you can see it's between the MLS, and then you put in the photographer's name there. And then the terms are the recitals, and this is kind of just the information that is covered by this form. It indicates who the MLS is. It indicates who the members list real property with the MLS and provide MLS with information. Kind of talks about what we're doing a little bit with these photos. And then talking about the specific license being granted between the MLS and the photographer. And then here's the specific license. We get into it. Here's what photographer means. Here's the good and valuable consideration, people getting paid, what you can and can't do. And you can kind of read all, I think there are 11 sections of that. And what this does is it really outlines what is happening between the brokerage, the MLS, and the photographer with these photos. So it's a good thing to have. And so the MLS will sign here and have their authorized person put their print name here, and then the photographer will put all their information in here. Once you have this secured with the MLS, your photographer is good to go, and they've got this form on for any future brokerages that want to use their services as well. So that's the big master photographer's license agreement between the MLS and a specific photographer. The next one down is the master photograph license agreement, and this is one that a brokerage signs with a photographer. Specifically, so Summit Properties Northwest would sign an agreement with XYZ photographer, and then we've got an agreement in place with that specific photographer. And then you can also check this box if you want to, if there's any inconsistencies between this agreement and any other agreement that you've signed with a photographer, this agreement prevails. That's what checking this box indicates. So you go ahead and put the name of the listing brokerage there, and then the photographer's name there. And then you can kind of see the recitals are the same as on the first form, basically breaking down who's doing what, what's going on. And then you've got the license, same thing, breaks down the license into 5 specific terms here. You can kind of read those on your own. I'm not going to go through those because they are pretty straightforward. And then you have the listing firm, sign, print their name. Photographer, do the same, sign, print their name. And so then that would be Form 13A between the brokerage and the photographer. And so we've kind of gone from the biggest agreement to medium agreement. Now this is a specific agreement we're looking at here. This is Form 13. And this is a photograph license agreement between the brokerage and the photographer for a specific property. And so again, put the brokerage's name in here. You put the photographer's name in here, and this is where you are putting the name, the address of the property. So this is kind of a one-off form. You could do this for every property, but that's why we have master agreements so that we don't have to do this. But if you wanted to do this for a specific property, you certainly can. And it's better to have this than nothing in place. And again, you can check this box if you want this form to kind of prevail over any other forms that you've already signed with the specific photographer. So then you've got the recitals, you've got the license again, and then at the bottom you've got the listing firm and the photographer to sign. And so that's really about it as far as licensing a photographer to be able to use their photos within your MLS listings. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, love to have you subscribe to our channel, hit the like button for this video, and then also hit the notification bell. We create content all the time. We cover forms and anything else in real estate that we come up with on a regular basis, questions that need to be answered. We'll create a video for that. So love to have you do those things. Again, I'm Sean Reynolds from Summit Properties Northwest. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Appreciate it. Bye. We'll see you in the next one. Here's the Summit difference. We offer an industry-high 80-20 split with absolutely zero fees, a low $10,000 cap, and a free listing video including drone for every single home that Summit Properties Northwest lists. For more information, click on the first link in the description of this video.